How casting choices in A Star is Born reflect the evolution of Hollywood. In the landscape of cinema, few stories have been retold as often as A Star is Born. This tale, which weaves the rise of a hopeful star with the tragic decline of a seasoned artist, has captivated audiences since its inception. Yet, what often goes unnoticed in the glimmer of its iconic performances are the casting choices that could have shaped the film differently. The original casting decisions for the various adaptations of A Star is Born reveal a fascinating tapestry of what could have been, a glimpse into the labyrinth of Hollywood's creative process. The film's journey began in 1937, originally starring Janet Gaynor and Fredric March. At that time, Gaynor was a celebrated actress, known for her emotional depth and ability to evoke empathy. March, with his commanding presence and nuanced performances, was an ideal choice for the tortured artist. However, the casting process for later adaptations would reveal an array of potential stars who were considered, each bringing their own unique flair to the roles. Fast forward to the 1976 version, which introduced Barbra Streisand and Kris Kristofferson to a new generation. Streisand was a force of nature, her voice powerful enough to fill any room, and her ability to convey vulnerability made her a perfect fit for Esther Hoffman. The chemistry between her and Kristofferson, who was a rising star with his rugged charm and musical talent, created a dynamic that resonated with audiences. Yet, before Streisand was chosen, other names floated around the casting table. There was talk of Liza Minnelli, whose own star was on the rise, and even Diana Ross, who was considered for her vocal prowess and screen presence. Imagine for a moment if Minnelli had taken on the role. Her theatrical background and flair for dramatic expression could have brought a different energy to the film, one steeped in the vibrancy of the 1970s. Or consider the impact of Diana Ross, who, with her iconic status and soulful voice, would have infused the character with a distinct rhythm and gravitas. The creative team ultimately settled on Streisand, but the potential paths not taken linger in the air, like an unfinished melody. As we shift to the most recent remake, released in 2018, the casting choices once again sparked conversation. The film featured Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper, a pairing that seemed almost destined. Gaga, with her multifaceted talent as a singer and actress, brought an authenticity to Ally that resonated deeply with audiences. Cooper, who directed the film as well, embodied the tortured artist Jackson Maine with a raw intensity that felt both personal and universal. However, prior to their casting, other names were considered. There were whispers of Beyoncé stepping into the role of Ally, a choice that would have undoubtedly shifted the film's cultural landscape. Her star power and musical background could have created a different narrative, one that might have leaned more heavily into themes of empowerment and resilience. Similarly, the idea of actors like Tom Hardy or even Ryan Gosling as Jackson Maine was floated, each bringing their own interpretations to the character. Hardy's rugged intensity could have provided a darker, grittier portrayal, while Gosling's charm might have added a more romantic layer to the story. The evolution of casting choices in A Star is Born reflects not just the changing tides of Hollywood, but also the shifting sensibilities of audiences. Each iteration of the film has brought forth unique interpretations and performances that resonate with the cultural context of their time. The original casting choices, the names that were considered, and the paths that were not taken all contribute to the rich history of this beloved story, reminding us that the magic of cinema lies not just in the final product, but in the journey of creation and the myriad possibilities that exist within it.